If you have yet to see One Piece of the Big Four, then you are not worthy of calling yourself an anime otaku. One Piece represents the high level of storytelling in the anime universe, and if you still need to start, you are missing out on one of the best anime in anime history. A recap of episodes 877, 878, and 879 will be done in this video. So, if you haven't started the anime, watch out for spoilers. Just watch this video to stay updated. Episode 877 of One Piece starts when Sanji learns about Pedro's death while the Thousand Sunny cruises across the peaceful ocean. When he first saw the jaguar mink on Zou, he was astonished to hear this and recalled how he had been pleading with him to intervene to prevent the deaths of Inuarashi and Nekomamushi following Jack's attack. Carrot encourages him not to feel bad because Pedro wanted this, and they would not have been able to leave him alive without his sacrifice. When she begins to cry, Sanji consoles her. Jinbei joins the fray by attacking the Big Mom Pirates ships as the conflict between the Sun Pirates, Germa 66, and the Big Mom Pirates intensifies on Cacao Island. As she sobs, while holding a roll of film, Pudding is still camped out in an alley in Chocolat Town. She recalls being used as Big Mom's pawn once to deceive and murder Sanji during their wedding, even though her mother routinely made crude remarks about her third eye, for which she had endured bullying since childhood. As a result, Pudding was moved to tears when Sanji complimented her third eye, which she had planned to use to frighten Sanji during their wedding. Mont d'Or calls Cacao Island instead after failing to reach Para Sparrow on Whole Cake Island to learn Big Mom's location. The Sunny had successfully left the Big Mom Pirates area, as evidenced by the call, which states that a stray territorial sea slug had picked her up on the outskirts of Tato Land. As they prepare to go, Jinbei, the Sun Pirates, and Germa 66 withdraw from the combat on Cacao Island in response to Mont d'Or's group's excitement at hearing this information. However, when Big Mom appears, everyone prepares to fight her, even the Sun Pirates and Germa. Jinbei is determined to survive, but the Big Mom Pirates' crushing assault on their foes is reinvigorated as they celebrate the arrival of their commander. Brûlé visits the defeated Katakuri in the Miro world and starts tending to his injuries. When she inquires why he stood up after first falling forward, Katakuri replies that his claim that he never lays on his back is untrue. Brûlé says that she knows this since she has seen him through mirrors. When they were kids, Katakuri used to eat donuts while flaunting his enormous mouth, and if someone made fun of him, he would immediately beat them up. Brûlé said that he was alright the way he was. Still, one day, Katakuri found out that the individuals he beat up had inflicted a cut across her face as retaliation. Even though Brûlé insisted that he was great the way he was, Katakuri could not bear his sister suffering harm from him. Katakuri inquires about what happened to Luffy in the present. Brûlé explains that he fled from Tato Land, and Katakuri grins as she predicted. Luffy declares his hunger while sailing outside of Tato Land. Luffy, Chopper, Brook, and Carrot are thrilled when Sanji asks if they want him to prepare a meal. As Sanji begins to cook, a swarm of raucous pirates arrives in Baratie and demands food. Episode 878 is titled The World is Stunned. The fifth Emperor of the Sea emerges. And it starts as Shanks recalls his experience in East Blue 12 years ago as he holds a newspaper and gazes out over the sea. Despite his inability to swim, 7-year-old Luffy tried stabbing himself in the eye to show that he was tough enough to become a pirate and join Shanks' crew. As the red-hair pirates drank at the party's bar, Luffy continued to attempt to persuade Shanks to let him join. Higuma and his band left after humiliating Shanks even more. Luffy began to consume a fruit he discovered in a chest after becoming enraged with Shanks for refusing to respond. Shanks became alarmed when he noticed this and explained that Luffy had consumed the Gamu Gamu no Mi, a devil fruit that would prevent him from ever being able to swim. Shanks attempted shaking Luffy to push the fruit out, but the fruit's abilities caused Luffy's body to stretch. Makino later informed Mayor Whoopslap that Higuma's crew was attacking Luffy. As Higuma planned to execute Luffy, they could not stop the mountain bandits, but Shanks appeared and greeted them. Lucky Roo shot one of the robbers who threatened Shanks with his revolver. Then Ben Beckman launched an attack, killing all of Higuma's soldiers in a flash. Higuma, who had been pinned down, reacted by launching a smoke ball, allowing him to run away with Luffy. To make Luffy drown, Higuma brought him to sea and flung him into the water. The Lord of the Coast, on the other hand, ate Higuma. The Lord of the Coast also tried to devour Luffy, but Shanks saved him. The red-hair pirates were preparing to set sail a while later when Luffy chose to stay on land and eventually assemble a crew that would be better than Shanks. Shanks decided to give Luffy his straw hat, promising him to return it when he had overcome him, and Luffy watched the red-hair pirates depart with the people of Fuchsia village. 10 years later, Luffy set off on his own and used the Gamu Gamu no pistol to defeat the Lord of the Coast. Luffy awakens when the Thousand Sunny is sailing, and a raid suit canister slips from his pocket. Luffy and Chopper implore Sanji to try it on after Chopper discloses that the Germa 66 members use them to transform. Sanji declines, saying he doesn't want to utilize any of his family's technology. Sanji is again begging for help when Luffy and Chopper fail to trigger the canister. He says he doesn't like such scientific gadgets, and Nami wonders whether he feels the same about her Klima-tact. As soon as Carrot gets a newspaper, he goes downstairs to show the staff. They discover that Luffy and Sanji have new bounties, but they find no information on Jinbei. Sanji is pleased that his bounty is bigger than Zoro's and that he is wanted dead or alive, but he is disappointed to learn that the name on his bounty poster has been changed to Vinsmoke Sanji. The nature of Luffy's new bounty also horrifies him. It is revealed that Luffy is now regarded as the fifth Emperor of the Sea because of his newly acquired control over the Straw Hat Grand Fleet and his alleged role in planning the invasion of Tado Land. As they get ready to leave for Lively, the royals of the Ryugu Kingdom discuss the news on Fishman Island. King Neptune decides that Fishman Island will come under the protection of the Straw Hats. Fleet Admiral Sakazuki at Marine Headquarters is unconcerned with Luffy's new title, as he has no intention of letting pirates have their way. Back on Shanks Island, he reads the news while grinning. Episode 879 begins when Sakazuki inquires about the whereabouts of the royals traveling to Lively at the Marine Headquarters on New Marineford. One Marine claims that pirates assaulted the ship of the Luluzia Kingdom and took Princess Kamane hostage, which infuriated Sakazuki. Rebecca rushes up to Riku Doldo 3 with Leo, Kabu, and Bien to inquire about her grandfather's reading of the Luffy article while the ships of Dressrosa and the Protence Kingdom sail for Lively together. Elisabello too cautions them to hold back on showing such awe until they enter the territory of the world government. Doldo confirms that he has, and Rebecca's group shows their delight at Luffy's exploits. As she approaches Viola to hand her the article, Rebecca discovers that she has already read it. A torpedo is fired at the Dressrosa Protence gang as the pirates who had captured Kamane spy on them from an underwater submarine. On the other hand, Kobe dives underwater and deflects the torpedo, rescuing the royals. Kobe jumps onto the royals' ship and contacts Helmeppo, who has destroyed the submarine, killed the pirates and set Kamane free. The royals express their sincere appreciation to Kobe for saving them, and Kobe responds in a shamefully humble manner. Kobe is surprised to see Luffy when Rebecca approaches him and points out his photo in her newspaper. As Kobe reads about Luffy's successes in the newspaper that Rebecca has lent him and recalls his life-altering encounter with the pirate, he breaks down in tears. Kobe thought it would be impossible when Luffy told him he would become the Pirate King, but Luffy didn't agree. Days later, Kobe sought to rescue Roronoa Zoro in Shell's town and talked about how, as a Marine, he wanted to preserve justice. He was in a pub with Zoro and Luffy when the Marines showed up to take the latter two off the island. They were wondering if Kobe was with them when he was provoked into hitting Luffy by Luffy, which led the Marines to separate the two of them. As Kobe and the Marines headed to thank Luffy and Zoro for their assistance, some of them were initially hesitant to accept him as a unit member. However, they eventually agreed. When Kobe returns to the present, Rebecca asks him whether he is acquainted with Luffy and appreciates her for handing him the newspaper. Kobe tries to deny it out of nervousness, but Rebecca sees through it and asks him to discuss Luffy with her and the Tontata. Luffy weeps on the Thousand Sunny about his new bounty, telling his crew that it has been reduced to Peli.png 150 million. In another location, a furious Kaido reads the article and asks why Luffy was in Big Mom's domain. Big Mom on Whole Cake Island is perplexed by the story's claim that Luffy won against her, while Blackbeard on another island believes it is still too early for Luffy to be proclaimed an Emperor of the Sea. Shanks, meanwhile, reclines by himself and beams, speculating that he and Luffy's reunion may be imminent. Brook picks up his bounty poster once they are back on the Sunny and discovers that Luffy was mistaken. His bounty was increased to Peli.png 1,500 million. If you enjoyed watching our Animezing content, please leave a like on the video and hit the subscribe button to see more videos. Also, if you want a recap of a new episode, let us know in the comment section down below.